After hearing Tom Brady announce he's going to try stand-up comedy, I went down a rabbit hole to see just how many other celebrities have made this mistake. Some people started as comedians and then became famous, but we're going to dive into the celebrities who thought they could become comedians.
It's funny.
Buckle up. You're going to get a whole new appreciation for just how hard stand-up comedy is. My personal favorite is seeing John Mayer bomb during this, but let me know in the comments your favorite. And we're going to start off with a bang. Before slapping a real comedian at the Oscars, Will Smith was coached by Dave Chappelle on how to do stand-up for his Facebook show Bucket List. His entire family was in the audience, and at one point, he actually got heckled by Dave Chappelle.
Will, you think of the script.
So how did the set go?
I'm Will Smith. Thank you very much.
Overall, he does pretty well for a rich and famous entertainer in front of his friends and family and camera crew.
Oh, that's hot.
But this next celebrity learned the hard way what happens when strangers are in the crowd. Grammy winner T.I. just started doing comedy, and it's going great if you ignore all the booing.
Now,
I've been a comedian over a decade, and getting booed is a rite of passage that T.I. has actually turned into motivation. Now out on the road selling out shows. So T.I. is still on the comedy grind, but this next celebrity, not so much. The iconic pop star Madonna fulfilled her childhood dream of performing stand-up comedy.
I'm a kind of a closet comedian.
Now, most comics start at an empty dive bar hating themselves, but Madonna started on Jimmy Fallon. I love that she's wearing a necklace that says hard, because this is hard to watch.
So,
You know, covering relatable topics like owning Andy Warhol paintings.
so I was dating this 26-year-old, and you know, he was in my house. He was looking at all my artwork, and I have some Warhols hanging on the wall. I mean, I'm not bragging.
Despite selling out arenas most of her life, it's funny to see a superstar like Madonna nervously swaying back and forth while alone on stage.
But he was a friend, so he's looking around. He's like, "Who are these paintings?" I said, "That's Warhol, duh." And he goes, "Well, wait a minute. You have so many of them. Did you know the guy?" It's funny. No, it's funny because did you know the guy? Like, because I had so many? Yeah. Anyway, they think I'm funny.
She has also been seen sharing the stage with Amy Schumer at Madison Square Garden, but it looks like she'll be sticking to music. Another musician who has shared the stage with famous comedians is John Mayer, my favorite. He's actually gone on tour with Dave Chappelle in addition to being on Chappelle's show back in the day. But actually performing solo stand-up is a childhood dream of his.
Chappelle, what do you guys do together?
So, I gotta say, I've always wanted to be a stand-up, and it didn't work very well for me.
And here is the show he's talking about.
Yeah, they're my balls, except they're not as blue. Thank you very much. Thank you guys very much for listening. I'm John Mayer. Thank you.
Now, his set is actually very highbrow, getting into the details on To Catch a Predator. Much like the criminals on that show, this set is criminally bad.
Have you seen this Dateline where they invite all the pedophiles into the house? Have you seen this? It's called To Catch a Predator, or as I like to call it, Cock Blocked.
John Mayer performed at LA's Laugh Factory, hunched on a stool. Now, the Laugh Factory has actually had a lot of celebrities perform on its stage, including the next on our list, NBA All-Star Blake Griffin.
I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. All right, well, welcome, guys. This is something I like to call slam dunk poetry. So it's a little different than what you've been hearing previously.
When asked which is harder between basketball and comedy, he said,
Way harder to do stand-up. Really? Oh, yeah. You're up there alone.
his entire set is read from a notebook. But to Blake's credit, he has actually done other shows since this, including a fundraiser with his charity Team Griffin Foundation. Blake has actually said he's kept a notebook for over 10 years compiling jokes. Now, there's another superstar athlete that turned his love of comedy not into a fundraiser, but an entire comedy special. On the field, Rob Gronkowski is known as one of the best in the NFL. But on stage, it's another story.
This shit ain't easy up here. It's my first time.
His comedy special, Unsportsmanlike Comedy, features a lineup of professional comedians. But it all starts with Gronk being Gronk. Not funny, but Gronky?
Wow. Now I understand how you chicks feel when you see me, all sweaty and wet. I just came up with that one.
But at least he didn't get booed like our next celebrity. Real Housewife of Atlanta star Nene Leakes took her sass to the stage. She did a joke about Uber in the same city as Uber's headquarters. So needless to say, they didn't like it. But just like the crowd didn't like it, neither did Nene. She ended up yelling at the audience, having a complete meltdown. And then a few days later, had a complete meltdown about the meltdown on Real Housewives.
I hate that I said what I said to the lady. I just listen.
So it looks like her comedy tour ended in an apology tour. But as Steve Martin says, comedy is not pretty. And he knows firsthand because he is one of these celebrity comedians that actually quit at the peak of his comedy career. Check it out and subscribe so my wife doesn't make me get a real job.